Hey, how y'all doing? This is KLA, Cloud the Wanderer. I'm with a special guest. Her name is Eva Guzmán.
Hi.
Yeah, so you from Mexico.
Yep.
Yeah, how long you been living in the United States?
Well, I don't live in the United States actually. I come and go. Too expensive to live in the United States.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a lot better for me to be in Mexico. And if I have things to do, well, I just go. I live very close to Cancun area, so I go
Oh,
to Cancun and from there fly into Miami.
oh, okay. Okay, that's good. I've never been to Mexico. I heard about Mexico. I heard about the cartel. You
Well,
know,
it is very nice. I mean, it's not that dangerous as the
oh,
news say. No, I mean, if you don't, it's like all cities. No, I mean, if you go to New York, it can be very very dangerous, or Chicago, or L.A.,
right.
or
True,
depends where you
true,
are and who you are with.
true,
So
true.
if you don't go, places that you shouldn't be going as a well, even as a Mexican, you think twice about going to certain places, right?
Yeah,
So, as a foreigner, as a tourist, well, don't go there. These
yeah,
guys, well, yeah, they are dangerous and they are all over the place. But, I mean, you have to be in places that are not like recommendation to be there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And be just cautious.
This guy, he was telling me this. He's from Mexico, but he stopped living there, and he was telling me about how the cartel is there, and it's some certain places ain't safe. And I was like, oh, okay. And I would watch Sicario and stuff. The movie with the I don't know you familiar with that. There's the what's the name? It was about like the cartel and stuff, going to war against the cartel and stuff. So
Well, yeah, there are a lot of Netflix series about the cartels and about drug dealers but well, yeah, I mean, I'm Mexican, I've been here and I just try to stay away from places that I know that I mean, sometimes you know what happens that these cartels are having fights and maybe you're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
right,
So, especially in the north of Mexico, that's where a lot of problems are. But I live in the southeast, so nothing happens here. Actually, Merida is the second safest city in all America, and including the United States. It's the safest. It's beautiful here. So,
yeah,
I don't have any problems. You
yeah. I
can go
see
out at
pictures.
night.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see pictures of it. It looks nice. I mean, but the way he was telling me it was like I don't know, but it's cool. So how you got started into bodybuilding?
Well, it's a strange story. It's a kind of funny one, but also not so funny because I almost died. You see, I was a runner before I was very slim. I was very different from what I look like right now.
Right.
I got injured. I have a low back injury. And I was trying to, well, I couldn't run that good at that time. I had to stop running for a while. But I used to take, my dogs out. I had German Shepherds, and one day they went into there are some places in an area called Xochimilco that's full of it's very famous Xochimilco because it has canals and
Yeah.
well the thing is that my dogs jumped in and I was so scared that I dived in and I couldn't take them out. And after, struggling, I was a runner at that time or tried to be because of the injury, and I couldn't get out. I mean, I really had like 1 hour. I was drowning there with the dogs. And
Mm,
the thing was that it was like a square and it was thick with cement. So I tried to, pull myself up, like in a pull up, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't strong at that time. So
Right.
after finally struggling for 1 hour, and then somebody passed by, it was 2 o'clock, so it was very lonely at that time. Somebody finally helped me out, and then take my dogs out. But I remember that I swear to myself that one day I was gonna do, that I was gonna be able to pull up myself.
Yeah.
My arms were runners, skinny, this was 2000, maybe 5. Yes.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
started to hit the gym to get strength. I wasn't planning to be a bodybuilder. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Right.
But it was like it was interesting for me. It was easy. I mean, it didn't hurt as much as running. Running was very painful.
Right.
I mean, the training of a middle distance runner. So I thought it was nice. And after, maybe 1 year and something, that I realized that I wasn't going to come back to running, I decided to stay in the gym. And in 2007, I did my first show. I was a
Mm.
novice. I was 45 at that time. And everything started there. I never thought I would become pro. I never thought I would get to go to an Olympia. Those were dreams too far away. I mean, 17 years ago.
Yeah. Was you
That's
nervous in your first show or anything like that? Just like,
very, very,
yeah,
very. I was scared to death. I
yeah, I
was
can
really
imagine.
scared to death. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, you think everybody's staring at you, that you're in a tiny bikini, and that doesn't happen. But you don't know. I didn't know what was really all about. That was
Yeah.
2007 was the first show
Mm.
I did, and from there until up to now, I have only stopped last year that I moved down here. I stopped
Mm.
1 year and a half, but I've done a lot of shows. I just,
Okay.
got in love with the sport. I always wanted to have biceps
Yeah.
and abs.
Right.
And I said, okay, well, one day I'm going to have those.
Yeah.
And well, here they are after years. And I mean, things just got like going, you know, slowly, right? At the beginning was very slow. I didn't have money. Bodybuilding is very expensive.
Right.
And the first 10 years, I thought that it was kind of impossible to become pro at the age I was at that time. So,
Yeah.
but money helps a lot. if
Yeah.
you get if you get the proper coach too as well, you pay, of course. I paid an IBB pro here in Mexico. That actually she's going to the Olympia too. So she
Are
she
you
helped
going
me
to the
get.
Olympic?
Yeah, I'm
Are
going
you
to the
going to the Olympic?
Olympia. Yes,
Oh, okay.
in
Okay.
Romania in 26 and 27 of August.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool. So like, so you started like what you was like 46 when you started?
I was 44.
Oh, 44. Okay. Like, what was the difference? Oh yeah, you told me the difference. Like, before you wasn't running, you felt that you needed like improve your strength and stuff like that.
Yes, yes, yes. Because I mean, it took me a while to get out of there. It really did.
Yeah.
With strength, uh, it's an advantage being strong, and as a
Right.
woman, it's very important to be, because you never know when you're going to need it.
Right.
Hopefully, you won't need it. You have a man there to protect you or to help you. But if you do need it, it is very important to be fit enough to survive. If
Yeah.
it's a matter of surviving, or a weak person in all senses, mentally, physically, emotionally, will die. The outcome will be bad. But if you're really
Yeah.
strong, and you can just chill out and stay calm, uh well, the probabilities to survive something that could be, not very good for most of people, would be a lot. You have a lot more advantage. So that day I realized that I had to get strong. That
Mm.
And I always wanted to have. I mean, one of my dreams was to have biceps as a woman. I thought that
Right.
they were sexy. So I said, well, if I'm not going to run anymore and I don't need to be 100 pounds, because at that time I was 100 pounds,
Yeah.
100, 105, 110. I'm 5'1".
Mm.
So I said, well, let's get the muscle then. I
Yeah.
was 44. I think at that time I was pretty young, but I thought that I was not. Years have gone by, and still I feel like I'm 40. I mean, in that sense, the mind can stay young if you're really fit. I mean, years don't really actually go by as for somebody who's not fit.
Right.
You stay like, I mean, they ask me, okay, I'm 61 right now. So
Mm.
they say, well, but the thing is that I feel 40. I mean, there's no difference. I don't feel any maybe, well, the muscle, you don't get, so quickly, you don't lean up so quickly, but mentally, physically, I still feel the same. I don't have any drama in my mind that, oh my God, I'm getting old. Or no,
Yeah.
just the same.
Yeah. I mean, bodybuilding, it's like another world. Like, and like a lot of female bodybuilders, like before they was bodybuilding, they didn't know anything about the sport. It's like a common thing, and then when they do it, they're so hooked on it. It's like,
Yeah, you
nah, that's
really
it.
do get cooked up. I mean, I just really loved the process. I mean, the thing of watching in the mirror emerge your body,
Right.
what's under fat, uh, every day, every day, every day, through dieting, through
Mm-hmm.
hard, cardio, and all whatever you have to do, because it's a lot of things you have to do. Uh,
Yeah.
I just loved it. I mean, it's very uncomfortable. It's not comfortable. I cannot say that it's, oh wow, it's, you do have hard times, you do have bad days, you do have, but you just get used to it. I mean, because in life, I mean, to get something you have to pay a price.
Right.
Yes, you're not going to have an incredible body if you don't take your ass to the gym.
Yeah.
No way. You're not going to go do a show. You're not going to be in an Olympia if you don't really pay the price throughout years and years. And one day the dream comes true, but it takes time.
Right.
Even at my age, I mean, I didn't give it a chance. If somebody had asked me 15 years ago if I would make it, I would have said no. You
Mm.
never know. That's something that you have to learn also, for people who are in the sport. Never say no. Never say
Right.
impossible, because you really don't know. This sport is talent. Yes, there are people who are born. Not everybody's Rodney Coleman, right? I mean, naturally gifted, but you can perform amazingly even if you are not that genetically gifted. You just have to be persistent, really
Yeah.
persistent. Don't, I always say that I'm like a pit bull. I'm a pit bull. I bite, I don't let go.
Yeah.
Nothing. nothing will make me let go. And if I let go, I just come back stronger. If I want something, I go for it. And of course, I pay the price for it because everybody pays the price.
Yeah. What do you have family like a husband or
I have a boyfriend. I've been divorced for a while,
okay.
many years. I was 38 when
Okay.
I got divorced, uh, happily divorced.
Oh, okay.
And
So this was before bodybuilding.
yes, of course, of course.
Oh,
No,
okay.
my ex-husband would have gone crazy if I just one day decided that I wanted to be strong. He would have
Yeah.
gone nuts.
Yeah.
You need a very different kind of man. Uh, we bodybuilders can be kind of difficult, you know.
Yeah, I noticed
We can
that.
be
I
difficult.
noticed.
Yes,
I know.
we can be difficult
I know.
people. Yeah, difficult. I mean, men always say that we women are difficult. Where a bodybuilder is like 100 times difficult, because
Yeah.
just the dieting, the your style, the way you live is very routinary. It's not like a
Yeah.
lot of fun, right? It's not like a lot of
Yeah.
parties. It's not like a lot of get-togethers. It's not no.
Right.
So men who want to have a bodybuilder as a girlfriend or wife, or well, just have to think about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. A
Some
lot of
of
a lot of guys.
uh-huh.
No, I mean no. A lot. I was just saying a lot of guys. A lot of guys. Like in the schmo world, as we call it, they really love bodybuilders. Like they want to marry one, they fantasize one. I'm not gonna lie, I had my fantasies at times too. I can't lie, but but there's moments where I kind of see certain things, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't know. That's a lot what they do because I remember I was interviewing someone yesterday and they say they was telling me like sometimes they kind of like starve themselves a bit, their stomach be growling, in certain like when it comes to like certain prep and um prep and
Yes,
contest form and stuff
yes.
like that. Yeah, and that's really tough. That's not a that's a tough discipline. Like it's not a sport that people would want to do or because I remember before like in the 80s and 90s it seemed like it was popular, but for some reason now it's not really bodybuilding. It's kind of mostly frowned upon. It was frowned upon before, but not as much. Like people don't pay any attention to it, to the sport. Like, how do you feel about that? Like in terms of that?
Well, I think that I think they pay, of course, more attention to men's
Yeah,
category, right?
yeah.
Men's bodybuilding.
But the
Still, I
women,
mean,
yeah,
I think that bikini and wellness are like uh, for a lot of people more. What would be the word? Could be uh, more popular
yeah,
nowadays because still now, up to now, a lot of people think that women with muscle can lose femininity, right?
yeah,
So maybe that's the case. I don't know. I really don't give. I don't want to say
yeah,
a bad word.
yeah,
You see, at my age, I'm not interested about what people think or like or. I mean, I did this because I thought it was challenging. It is very challenging. It is very
right,
difficult. It is extremely difficult. It's something that really you have to dedicate and you have to have a very particular kind of life to achieve it. And you have to be
right,
very patient
right.
because this is not something that's going to happen in 1 year or 2 years. Maybe a young girl will have results 3 years, 4 years. And also depends on what kind of stuff you use, how much amount, your genetics. But for me, it was more like, okay, let's do it and let's see what happens. I never thought I would do or succeed, but it was interesting. It was challenging. It was difficult. Get that conditioning for stage is very difficult, extremely
Yeah.
difficult. So it is it is very, I like difficult things. I don't
Right.
like I don't like easy things. Easy things are easy. I mean, they don't imply any kind of challenge or interest or dedication. Things that are really difficult are, for me, very attractive.
Right.
So that's why I love it, because it is very difficult. I studied a career. I have bachelor in math.
Mm.
Uh, I taught math for a long time. I retired
Okay.
in 2017 when I became pro. More
Mm.
because I just couldn't couldn't stand kids anymore, the way they behave,
Yeah.
the new generations. I mean, I cannot. I'm old fashioned. I'm old school. I'm a kind of
Yeah.
dictator. So you know what? Bye. Forget it. I'm not teaching anymore. But yeah, it
Right.
was also difficult. It was difficult. It was not easy. It was, you needed a lot of patience. You needed a lot of study, a lot of work. So I like those things in my life.
Mm.
So that's why I do it. Mostly because it's very every prep is difficult. I don't have any sponsors. Nobody has ever helped me. Nobody has ever supported me.
Yeah.
Only fans. Yeah, fans have helped me. Yes, they have. Sometimes they send donations. They help me out.
Wow.
They, you need this, okay? I'll buy it for you or whatever. Uh,
Wow.
but help from my country, forget it. Forget it.
Mm.
I mean, nothing. I've never had anything, not even a kind of a sponsorship from anybody. I've done
Yeah.
17 show pros on my own
You
from
competed in Mexico, right?
10 years
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
until I
I
became
mean.
pro. I became pro in the North Americans in 2017.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And from
okay.
there up to now, I've done 17 shows pro.
Mm.
17.
Is that like in them 17 shows? Is there any difference, like in terms of placing or how you can improve or anything like that?
Well, you see, at the master's level, I do quite well.
Right.
At the open, it's been very difficult to place. The nearest I've been was in the Rising Phoenix. I did 12 out of 27, which was really good. I was 50, 58 at that time.
Okay.
Uh, and I had a second call out. That was, for me, has been the best. I've never done anything better than that. What happens with age is that you put in a 100% and in return you get only a 50. That
Mm.
is the truth about age. You can train as hard as I trained when I was 40, but you start getting less in return. You get
Yeah.
less muscle, the muscle quality, you start tightening up too much, the muscle loses elasticity, loses water, loses, so it doesn't look like that puffy.
Yeah.
And on stage against somebody who's 20, 30, well, there's there's no way to compare. So
Yeah.
you turn in a lot of work, but you start getting less and less and less. So that is what's interesting about becoming master, is that you're like a salmon. You're swimming against, you know, against the river. You're going up
Yeah.
and the river is
Yeah.
coming down, right? So
Yeah.
that is the real thing about becoming masters in age. That is nothing to be, feel sorry about. It's just the real thing. It's what happens.
Yeah. You got some comments. You have Paul Santana, Mi canta
Oh, yeah.
mujer que son
Que son
mas.
muscular, porque se cuida mucho. Okay,
Yeah,
so he likes women who are muscular because they take care and are always at the gym.
yeah. And you have he also says, pero
Eres
eres.
solterita. If I'm single to make
Yeah,
friends or girlfriends or boy. Well, yeah, actually, I'm single. I've never married again, but that's a difficult thing. I mean, really, I don't have time for. I have time for traveling a lot. I have time. I really don't. If when I was, younger, I didn't have friends. Now it's worse. I
right,
have time for that's the problem about a bodybuilder. You really are like everything is about you.
right. Yeah,
We
I
are
kind of
people
see
that
that.
everything is about you because of the way the sport is.
Right.
So everything has to be like the morning, I wake up 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. I do the cardio with my dogs. I come back. I do the routine in the morning. I have breakfast. Then a couple of hours I prepare and I go to the gym. And then you go back and then you do the cardio in the evening. So I mean, all the day you're doing the same thing. And if you
Yeah,
compete in several shows a year, that means that you're in a diet 8 months a year.
yeah.
8 months. Yeah, 8 months. So when are you gonna do? I mean, if you go to a get together, you're supposed to eat something.
Mm.
If you're going out with somebody, yeah, you're no, but I cannot have this. I cannot have that. So yeah, you become kind of boring.
So
So
you don't go to
my life
parties or
is
any?
no.
Oh,
First of all, I don't have age. I mean, I'm too old for that. I don't feel like
oh,
it. I just, Friday, I just, going to Netflix, and that's the party I have. I mean,
oh, okay.
maybe a family party, you know, but no, I'm too tired
Yeah,
for that. My energy is, I mean, if you're doing a show like the Olympia, the energy you have is for that.
yeah,
And it's not fun to go to a party. Well, I don't even go to the movies. I don't go to the cinema because
right.
I'm going to have to eat popcorn and I cannot eat popcorn. So I'd rather not go to the cinema.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, people see it from the outside, but from the inside, I mean, not everybody's willing to pay that price.
Yeah,
Who wants to have that kind of life? Only the people who are really in love with what they do. I mean, I'm passionate. I never thought I would. I mean, I hated going to the gym. I didn't like it.
yeah.
And now my children, I have two kids. Well, they're not so kids, 33 and 29.
Okay, okay.
And they say they're going to bury with my weights. They're going to put me two weights here. They're going to bury me with the weights. So if I
Why they
wake
say
up,
that?
I'll work out. If I wake up, I'll work out in
Oh,
the
oh,
coffin.
motivation or something. Oh,
Yeah.
cause you're dedicated. Yeah, you're
Yeah, so
dedicated.
even then, I'll have my weights there to work
Yeah,
out. So that's the truth about bodybuilding. I mean, if you want to compete, if you want to
yeah,
become professional, if you want to make somehow a living out of it, yeah, those, I mean, takes time. But the rewarding is very nice.
yeah. I mean, I see. I came across you on Instagram, and then for years, I've seen you. And I was like, wow, she's gorgeous. She has a wow. really dedicated. You know,
That's off season,
80.
look.
Yeah. So how do your boyfriend like reacts to you as a bodybuilder, or does he have some issues, or is it
No,
it's always tough for him? Oh,
no, he just got used to it.
okay.
I mean, he's been with me since I started, since
Oh, okay.
2000. Okay, not 2007, 2009. So he's a person, he's a guy who just said, well, okay, let's support you.
Mm,
And well, my family, and when we go out, and well, people stare at you,
yeah.
and simply the people, well, my family, my daughter, they get used to it. The people, look, and they start, like whatever, okay. And well, my boyfriend doesn't care. I mean, so many years that, well, they just like don't pay attention.
Mm,
Because at the beginning, yeah, I think it was difficult for my kids.
yeah.
The years ago, maybe 2008 or 9, I told my kids, they were very young at that time, and I told them that I wanted to become. In Mexico, the title is it's called Miss Mexico. Yes,
Oh,
the
yeah.
title of a man is Mister Mexico, and for women is Miss Mexico.
Right.
And and I remember that they stare at me like she's going crazy. My mother has a crisis of 40 years. She's going crazy. She wants to become a bodybuilder. She's gone wild, right? I remember
Yeah.
both of them looking at me like, what? What do you want to be? And I said, yeah, one day I'm gonna win a bodybuilding show. And they
Mm,
started laughing. They didn't believe me, I think.
yeah.
Like, really? I mean, at that time I was kind of overweight. I
Right.
was a bit overweight.
Yeah.
So I couldn't run. I gained maybe 20 pounds more, and I felt very miserable. I didn't
Yeah.
like my body. I've always been fit. I like being fit. I don't like being chubby or, you know, unfit, that you don't fit in your clothes. Um, Somehow I'm always like being very proud of my body. I
Right.
was a dancer when I was very young. For 10 years, I danced, and then a runner, and now a bodybuilder. So I always like to have a nice body
Yeah.
to fit in my clothes. Even after pregnancy, just come back quickly 1 month, and I was perfect. So I don't believe in not being fit. Human
Right.
beings, we were meant to be fit.
Did you like when you was dancing, like you had a physique, didn't you? Like would you say that?
I was very petite.
Oh,
Um, I was 100 pounds, yeah, maybe less. I took care a lot of what I ate. Dancers, we become, well, at that time I got to be anorexic and bulimic. I had
oh,
problems, eating
oh,
disorder. I was 16
yeah,
years old. But the thing was that I like human body, but I adore the shape that the body takes, depending the human, the athlete, the body takes that form, that shape.
right.
So I enjoy very much Olympics, watching different kinds of bodies, and depending what they do, the shape, the body, the body adapts to the stimulus. So I'm a lover, a fan of human body, fit human body, whatever shape it is.
Right.
I like that. I adore, I enjoy watching beautiful body, whatever sport, I mean, whatever sport it is. It doesn't have to be bodybuilding, it can be a dancer. The beauty is plastic. Um, so I don't understand what happens nowadays with people who don't take care of themselves. It
Right.
is, it is, it is terrible to see people totally unfit, totally overweight, totally not knowing what is to feel great.
Right.
It's wonderful to feel strong. It is
Yeah.
it is a blessing to feel strong, to feel that you can do whatever, that you don't need help, that you can go up and down everywhere. So imagine with age, it is
Right.
double because you're fighting against, gravity that pulls you to the earth, and I don't want to go into the earth right now. Not
Right.
yet. Not yet.
Yes.
I still have a lot of things to do, right? So I think
Right.
that women at any age, should start doing exercise. Move your butt. Men too, of course, but I think men is
Yeah.
easier for you guys. You have testosterone, and for women, we fight a lot with our hormones, our moods, and exercise is the best psychologist you can have. The best shrink, and it's
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
It is
You know,
free.
yeah, for some people, unfortunately, it's not always easy and stuff. Me, I worked out and, but like I would do like meditation and qigong exercises and stuff like that, now. So, but I used to do like pull-ups and dips and stuff like that. When you was when you first competed, like how was like the coach for you, like you dealing
I
with
actually,
coaches.
I did actually didn't have a coach.
Oh,
I didn't have a coach until 10 years after. I had like people who could advise me. That was one of the reasons I think I didn't get pro sooner,
oh, okay,
because I didn't have like money to pay. I didn't have like the supplementation, like money for the cycles. So most of them of my 10 years were more kind of natural, and
mm,
more kind of, well, I read, I know what I have to do. I learn to train on my own. But it gets to a point that you really need help. I mean,
yeah,
if you want to go pro, if you want to get serious about it, you need help. On your own, you're
yeah,
never going to make it. You need somebody who has gone through the process, who knows how to lean up really, don't lose muscle, um, get that pro, that stage look. So that meant money. That means
mm-hmm,
money, and means money that you're going to have many years, not 1 year,
yeah,
not 1 month, not 3 months. That's what I hate about coaching people. They start, and in 2 months, that's over. I mean, it's impossible. You won't get
yeah,
results in that time. Once you go on the train, you never leave the train, no matter what happens. If you want to get serious about it, I mean, really serious. If not, well, you're going to go up and down, and nothing's going to happen. Nothing. So you need to have the money. You need to have that in perspective, that somehow you're going to have that money in your pocket every month throughout many, many, many years.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just go to the gym and that's it. I mean, but trying to compete, that's another thing. So it's up to the person. If I always tell the truth, I never lie to anybody. Say, hey,
Right.
this is the real thing. Otherwise, you're going to lose your money.
Right. Is it like a coach? How's expensive is it to have a coach?
Well, depends the coach you want to have.
Oh,
In Mexico, well, it's not that expensive. I mean, thinking in dollars, right?
yeah.
But for
Right.
example, last year and a half ago, I paid a very well-known coach. It was 500 a month.
Right.
Every month during 10 months, plus my supplementation, plus my human growth hormone, plus it was thousands of dollars. And
Right.
the worst thing, I got a really poor result. The outcome
Mm,
was bad. So even if you do everything, I mean, that doesn't mean that a lot of things can happen, right? So you have to try all over again and all over again and again. And maybe from a lot of people, I mean, I know girls that I follow, and they succeed very quickly. I
yeah.
mean, they are at the Olympia in 2 3 years and then go boom, 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 boom. Okay, but that is not the common factor.
Mm,
Most people have to struggle a lot, and be very perseverant, very, until one day, that's your day, that's your time.
yeah.
But that means that many other things you won't be able to cover, you won't be able to pay, you won't be able to have money for that, because the money
Yeah.
goes here always, first thing first. And then maybe you have something, okay, you have for, I don't know, vacations or for, but if you want other things, that is the important thing. So there are no excuses. That's it.
Yeah.
No excuses for anything.
Um.
If you want something, you just see how you make, how you do it. Eva, can flex your biceps if you can.
There we go, guys. It's nice. Well, how many inches?
Huh? I really
Huh.
don't know. I mean, they look nice. I mean, they're not huge. I'm not huge.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm round. I try to work and make a round body. I'm actually petite. Uh, Eva is so gorgeous, absolutely incredible, divine beauty, one of the most powerful women. Wow, she's amazing, absolutely inspiring. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Um, I did women's physique for the last years.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, right now, I'm with Dave Palombo, and since 3 years ago, we did the best show I've ever done was with him, and he told me, "Why don't you do bodybuilding?" Because my frame is more of a bodybuilder than women's physique. Uh, I'm not, waist gifted. I'm
Right.
short, and but the thing is that I also am not so huge,
Yeah.
and I'm not, and I'm too short. And if I really get more muscle, I'm really going to look like a pit bull. I mean, and I don't think I like that for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I think I'm too short, and like the way I look right now,
You're
everybody
perfect.
stares at me. Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so imagine if I were much bigger,
Right.
much bigger. And I think that I'm like too short to get that kind of muscle, and I would look maybe kind of odd.
Right.
And also, that implies a lot of things that I'm not like, don't agree to use. You see, that's the thing. That's the other part about bodybuilding, right? Uh, how much are you willing to pay? In women, that means our femininity, the
Right.
voice, the face. And I don't think I was like very willing to pay for that, right? So for me, it was better years, a lot of years, than to make a lot of improvement very fast, but using things, you know, I would say, no. I think that it's better, you know. And anyhow, I was never going to win the Olympia. I mean, that's the truth.
Right.
So, and also the question was, what for? I mean, I think that all bodybuilders to get to a certain level, that you achieve a respectable body. I mean, it's perfect. To look on stage the way the judges want us to look, that's like their thing, right? The
Yeah.
truth is that they demand more and more and more, and athletes give more. Women's physique, for example, when it started, now it has nothing to do with what's women's physique right now.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, Juliana Malacarni looks like a wellness
Yeah.
with her physique. I don't think she would even make it in wellness. So the thing is that more and more and more and more, and that more means one day you're going to get sick,
Yeah.
or one day you're going to die, because that's the other part about bodybuilding. It's dangerous.
Yeah. I've heard.
It
I've
is
heard.
very dangerous.
Yeah.
So you have to watch out really what you're doing, how much you're doing, how you're feeling. And the question would be, okay, and what for? To You don't even make a decent living. I mean, we women,
Yeah.
we don't even make half of what men do in bodybuilding. So you're going to compromise a lot of things just for the sake of what? I find it, I don't know.
Mm.
I don't understand. Maybe I mean, you play the game, but how much are you going to play the game? Until what extent are you going to play the game? I think that's the question right now. Because what I see is now that actually women's physique, the conditioning of women's physique is even better than bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I mean, the level of fat is is crazy, crazy, and it's not healthy, not healthy.
Mm.
So I think that's another part that people have to know, that I mean, we're kind of playing Russian roulette. When's going to be your turn? You never
Yeah.
know. So what I say is, take time. Just take time. Do things with time. I mean, I never thought I was going to go to the Olympia this year. I mean, it was very unexpected.
Yeah.
So, and when I thought that if I didn't make it, I said, well, anyhow, I'm going to be masters until I die. So I have time. Yeah, I have time. So bodybuilding is more, I think, in my way of looking things, it's about time. Have to take your time. A lot of time, especially if you're 20 years old.
Yeah.
Don't
Do
rush.
you do you do you have like any friends that want to be a bodybuilder, or any, or know anybody that? Oh.
No. I mean, maybe in the gym, people, guys think or want to be bodybuilders, but I mean, women in Mexico is not very, you said something about that, right? That
Yeah,
it's not very popular. And it's not.
yeah,
It's not. Uh, Maybe nowadays bikini or wellness,
right,
girls want to, do leg, only legs. They don't want to know anything about arms, right?
right.
So, but no, I mean, actually, bodybuilders in Mexico, pro bodybuilders,
Mm-hmm.
we are, I don't think not even 10,
Mm.
10 in all Mexico.
It's just
Bodybuilders,
10
I
like
mean,
competitors. Are there 10 competitors?
professional,
Oh,
IPB pros.
oh,
I couldn't count maybe 10.
yeah. I know. I know. You are you familiar with Gabby Vega?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, I saw her in Miami some days ago. A photo
Oh,
shoot.
okay.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
My
I think she's
coach,
pretty. Like,
what?
no, I said I think she's beautiful. Also, as a bodybuilder.
Yeah, she is in bodybuilding. Uh-huh. My coach, Maria Segura, uh, maybe she's been one of the best. She was big, huge.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe I could name you another Gabriela Rivera that I haven't seen her for a while. But in bodybuilding, specifically bodybuilding, very few,
Yeah.
very, very few. I moved to bodybuilding because of recommendation. I think I can pack a little bit more. Yeah, I can. Maybe next year,
Mm,
maybe a couple of pounds more would do good to me. I always say that muscle is like money.
mm.
You know what?
Why?
Because you never have enough. You always want more.
Yeah.
Muscle is the same. You always say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I wish I think I have a little bit bigger. Oh, I would need more in my butt. Oh, I would need more in my abs." Or bodybuilders, we always say that we need a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not saying that I wouldn't go for more, but I think that there's like an amount that would be like, because a lot of people say, "No, I want you huge, huge." I'm too short.
Yeah.
I'm too short. I'm just too short. I would really look like a pit bull, very, very, very chunky. Like, so,
Yeah.
I don't know. I love female bodybuilders. Caleb Ha. Okay. I love muscular women. Thank you. Hello. Bodybuilders women are always single. Well, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I would totally know you don't have to win competitions to achieve greatness. I would totally Netflix and chill. You don't have to win competitions. Well, no, that's true. And that's what I was saying, because somehow when we compete, we feel bad about the placing, right? But
Yeah.
it's also sport that is about, it's not like a fair sport. It's not somebody who just runs and wins. It's a sport that judges, yes, say what, you know, what would be like their choice, what they're looking for.
Right.
So sometimes you don't even know, right? So it is really more, um, competitively speaking. It's about one with personal, right?
Right.
Right now, how much, how better I can look. Right now, what I'm looking is really achieving a better conditioning. For me, there's a point where I get lean that going farther than that, it's criminal for my body. My body starts doing crazy shit.
Mm.
Really. It starts behaving wild. Doesn't want to go farther. Doesn't. I mean, just doesn't. So somehow I want to go beyond that, but not dying. I mean, I don't want to die, right?
Right.
To look extremely conditioning because, yeah, it's very nice to see the muscle very shredded, but each body is a different world. There are
Yeah.
bodies who say, hey, girl, I mean, this is too much for me. I mean, we're going, I'm off season, I'm 18% fat. That's under, 20 is athletic. I'm 18 fat. So
Mm.
imagine being under 7, 6, 5. I mean, for a woman, that's crazy. It is
Yeah.
really hard. It's very tough.
Yeah. Do you do cardio and all that stuff, or
A lot of cardio right now.
no? What do you do, like cycling or?
Well, right now I'm kind of jogging a little bit and walking. I like the
Right.
site. I don't like being inside the gym. That's something I really, actually, I don't like being inside. I'm an open. Um, I was a runner. I like the sights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time I can, I try to do the sights. I really enjoy nature. I used to run 3 hours in the woods with my dogs. I
Yeah.
did long distance with my dogs for hours. Me and my
Mm.
dogs. I had some German shepherds at that time. So we used
Yeah.
to run Sundays, long runs in the woods. Um, so now what I do, I have dogs. So, but I try not to run because it's not good for the legs. But
Yeah.
I try to walk fast
Right.
or even jog a little bit or do sprints.
Yeah.
And with my dogs, I have 5 dogs. So I take first two, then come back, then go take two, and then come back, and then take the other one, and then come back. And nowadays, right now, I need more cardio. I do it in the morning and I do it in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
in the
What
middle, I
made
do.
you? What? No, I was just asking, like, what made you want to do running and stuff at the
Um,
time?
I don't know. I like running always.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If you ask me where I feel the best, where I'm totally, absolutely happy, would be running
Oh, okay.
in the woods, at the beach. Uh, I really love running, and
Yeah.
it's addictive. You create an addiction to it.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
yeah, endorphins. You go. Oh, you feel so good, so good.
Yeah.
But running is not really like a very complete exercise.
Yeah.
It pounds knees and back and lower back and
Yeah, that's
joints.
true.
Sooner
Yeah.
or later, you're going to have a problem. Sooner or later, I
Yeah.
ran thousands of miles, 20 years of my life. And yeah, one day I started to have problems.
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes, like your knees, it kind of, yeah, like I had to do a lot of stretching and stuff like that, lunges and stuff. Yeah, I would try to do it like a lot, but I started. I was doing like these exercises and stuff, so that's what kind of I stopped doing it. You know, yeah, but
yeah,
running, yeah,
yeah, especially, I mean, if you run, I used to run a week, let me think, in miles because you use miles. Well, it was actually around 60 miles a week, more or less 70 miles a week,
Yeah.
during many, many years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was going to cause me a trouble someday after I started running in my 20s
Yeah.
and finished running in my 40s.
Yeah.
So, I danced in my teens. So I always been busy. I
You ever did
cannot
like?
say.
No, I was actually. You ever did marathons and stuff like that, or?
Yes, I ran them. I ran a couple of marathons. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Uh, it was interesting to feel the
Yeah.
pain and feeling worry.
Mm.
Um, as I told you, I like to do things that are challenging, that can become in my mind are kind of difficult. Once you achieve them, then you think, well, they were not that difficult. All right, okay, so let's do it again and let's do it better. And the thing is to have fun.
Yeah.
The thing is to do things that keep you busy, that are rewarding for you. Uh, so I cannot understand people who can say that they're bored. How can you be bored when there are so many things that you can do, you can learn, you can live? So, and being, hey, Gla and Eva. Okay. So,
I'm gonna
I'm
make.
sorry.
I'm gonna. Now go ahead. What you were saying.
Oh, that I was saying about things that you can do, right? And
Yeah.
that the message is that, I mean, we human beings, we're doomed. We're doomed if we don't go backwards. If we don't get to eat really properly, we nourish, to nourish, not to eat, nourish. People, our ancestors, they nourished. They
Yeah.
ate for survival. They had to sometimes eat and for a long time do not eat. So they were always in survival mode.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I mean, human beings are lazy.
Right.
Lazy. They don't want to move. They don't want even, I mean, they ask for food in an Uber.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You,
Yeah.
you, you don't even
Technology.
move. I mean, you ask for the food to be delivered and you're like 2 blocks away from the restaurant, from I can't believe that. If
Yeah.
you want to get 60, 70, 80, whatever age, and be healthy, you have to start in your 30s, in your I mean, you have to save. Being healthy and being fit at 60 means that you save for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And when you get to this age, you have like a lot of money there that is like uh, responding. It's like the backing you up that makes you not get old, right?
Right.
That it's like lying to your body, saying, "Hey, now you know what? I'm having the time of my life. Why should I get old right now?"
Mm.
Because when you're 30, I don't know, how old are you?
I'm 47.
Okay, you're 47. So you're not in your 30s. Okay. So you're way beyond the 30s. But when you're like young, when we are like 30s, even late early 40s, we're still like behaving in such a stupid way, losing our time, wasting our energy in dumb things,
Right.
things that are not at our reach. things that we cannot resolve, not because they are not in our hands. So we worry about stupid things, we fight about stupid things, so and we waste our energy, precious young energy, in stupid things.
Right.
Once you start getting older, you realize how the game goes. And once you hit 50, you're close, you start really thinking, hey, really, what have I been doing? Right? You know, I had a lousy marriage, lousy, very bad one. 16 years of my life, almost 20 years of my life. And you get to an age that you say, I don't want to waste my time in that.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying myself so much. I'm having the time of my life. I want this to go on for a while. I'm not planning to, to get granny very soon. What we think about granny is, right?
Yeah.
Because actually I don't even have grandkids. My kids don't want to have kids.
Oh yeah.
Millennials don't want to have kids.
Oh.
So I would love to, but they don't want to. So I say, well, okay, well, it's their thing. I'll keep on doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I travel around the world. I do bodybuilding shows. I've been all over the place. I get invited here and there and everywhere. So that can happen when you're 60.
What was your favorite place to be at? To be in, like, what country? Oh,
I don't know. All countries are so different. I cannot say that I have like one that I enjoy the most. I think all of them are
yeah.
different. Um, I like very much Italy.
Oh, okay.
People are kind of similar, like Mexicans, friendly,
Right. Yeah.
they're chatty, although I don't understand a thing what they say. But Italians are more kind of, Europeans are more serious, different culture.
Yeah.
I like a lot the United States. I feel like at home every time I go there. I have lots of friends over there. I have fans over there. I know a lot of states in the United States. I know 30 cities in the United States. So I lived in Baltimore when I was a kid. That's why I know English.
Mm.
So if you tell me where I feel better, it would be in the United States. It's
Okay.
it's kind of second home for me. I wouldn't live there. Even if I had the money, I would never live in the United States again.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
expensive. I mean, like I'm in
it's
New
too
York
expensive.
City. Yeah, New York City's it's expensive and stuff. So
That it's crazy. It's crazy
yeah,
what you pay for a bottle of water. You have to be out of your mind to pay $6 for a little tiny water. I mean, you're crazy. That's
yeah,
crazy. So
yeah.
no, I go there. I go to New York very often. Miami. Um, what else? Where do I go very often? Especially Miami, I go very often. I have a good friend over there, supporter,
Yeah.
friend, whatever. And in New York, well, I love Manhattan. Yeah, I like to be there as a tourist 2 days and then I'm gone. I'm not
Mm.
staying there. Hotels are
No, I don't
expensive,
blame
food
you.
is expensive, everything is expensive. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
yeah,
crazy. City
yeah,
that I like, Boston. I like Boston very much. I like that city very much. I like
yeah. I've
Washington
been there
D.C.
one
very
time.
much.
Yeah,
Boston,
Washington. I've been there.
I like Boston. I've been several times in Boston. I go very often to Washington, D.C. I love Washington, D.C. I like it very much as a city. It
Yeah,
has a good transport system and the capital of the United States.
yeah.
I go to the West, not so often. Vegas, Phoenix, mm, LA. But yeah, bodybuilding has kept me traveling a lot.
Yeah. what's the? I don't know if I should ask you. Well, you got a question though. Eva, has there ever been a competition where you felt
Yeah,
cheated out of a win?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There was one. I did the Baltimore's Pro. I've done it like 3 times, 4 times. Uh, it's very interesting because I was raised in Baltimore. I lived in Baltimore back in the 70s, early 70s, and I
Okay.
never thought I would go back. And I went back because of the show, Baltimore Pro, and even I went to see where I lived. It was very nice memories I have from there. But yeah, in the Baltimore Pro, it was very strange because I thought that they really didn't want me to get. They didn't want to give me the win.
Right.
I did. I think I did 55. I did 45, and I did 35. That range. And in all, I placed second. But they didn't want to give me the win because if they had given me the win in one, they would have had to give me the win in all of them. So they didn't give me the win. And strange things that happen, no? Things like I place in the open, let's say 12,
Yeah.
and there's a competitor that at the open she places she places 11, okay? And then you
Mm-hmm.
go to the masters, and I place above her and she places down. That's impossible. I mean,
Oh
that's something
wow.
that's incongruent. That cannot happen. How in 2 minutes, because open and masters is together, I can place before her and then I place down her? That's not
Mm,
possible.
mm.
And the judges cannot explain you those sort of things.
Yeah. How do you go through that? Like like what makes you like persistent in dealing with that? Like dealing with the judges and
Well, that's a good question. You see, I just got to this. You have to like change the perspective.
mm,
You see, um, really, why would I do this? The first question is why to compete if maybe it's not that fair, maybe if the judges, maybe if I'm foreigner, I'm not American, I'm Mexican. It has been difficult for me to open myself a place in the United States as a
yeah,
competitor. Masters, who cares about masters, by the way? I mean, right?
yeah,
So I think that the Olympia gave me that that reason. I mean, you see, for me, going to the Olympia is not a matter of what place I'm going to get. It would be lovely, yeah, to get a place.
yeah,
But you see, I'm going through so much struggle just economically, uh, just, you know, to put things together in order to go, that just to get there for me, just to land in Romania at the venue and do the show, for me is a win because I don't have all this kind of support that can enable me do things, right? And that's been the case all the time.
mm,
I have had to struggle with thousands of things to get on stage. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm going to prep. Oh, I'm stay at home and do my regular job and prep. And no, I do so many crazy things. Uh, I travel a lot and prep. Right now, I'm touring and prepping, training at midnight, doing the cardio 1 in the morning, and then flying the next day. And then that's my life. That's how I train. That's how I prep. So why would I be worried about the place I'm going to have?
Mm.
If for me, I'm already winning. I think that's how when we put our physique on the hands of judges, the first thing that has to be in your thoughts in your is that just being there is an enormous, win. What happens after, that's not in your hands. You do the best you can, you bring the best conditioning you can with the elements you have, with whatever. What happens after, you just have to be thankful for it. It's because it's not in your hands. What is in my hands is to bring the best I can, the very best in the conditions I am, the routine, the everything. Try to put everything together in the best way I can. But now, right now, with all what's going on in my life, and this that was kind of unexpected, uh, in a difficult time. Well, just be there is going to be just great. And what I have learned also is that when you don't expect that much, and you're relaxed and you're joyful and you're just joyful, then things come. Things
Yeah,
come when they have to come. And if they don't come, it was not the time. Or maybe it
yeah,
was not for you. I mean, we also have to think that. We human
right.
beings, sometimes we are like very pushy.
Yeah,
You think, oh, I want this, maybe if I, but sometimes it's not, maybe it was not meant for you because there are other things, you know? It's like this, sometimes we women, we are like, oh, I want this boyfriend, and I want to be with it, I want to be, but maybe the guy really was not meant for you. And if life doesn't, and then it happens that years after, I mean, the guy maybe become I don't know, a serial killer. And you say, oh, good Lord, the guy was not for me.
yeah, it's
Oh,
a blessing in disguise.
a blessing. That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
blessing in disguise.
So
Yeah,
maybe that's the case, right? Maybe, I don't know. I thought, why right now? Why all this? Why? The real thing is that in life, you have a chance. You take it or you leave it.
yeah.
That's it.
Do you
If
have like
you,
oh, no, go ahead. I'm
uh,
sorry.
yeah. Ask me.
No, I just was going to ask you, like, if you had like if you had the power to change the sport of bodybuilding, how would you change it?
Hmm, that's difficult. I think it's very difficult because uh, bodybuilding is a very, very strange sport.
Mm.
It in its core, in its uh, there's always some kind of um, danger involved. So I cannot make it safe, even if you take all the precautions, even if it's never going to be like safe. And actually, any sport that is done professionally is safe or healthy. None,
No, no.
none. Go to whatever you think, boxing, American
Football,
football, yeah.
nah, yeah, American
Oh,
football. They get like the helmets. They bang their head against each
yes,
other.
it
Yeah,
is dangerous. So I think that's very difficult. There's no way, because you would think, well, let's make it safe.
right.
But if you make it safe, then it wouldn't be bodybuilding. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way. There's no way. What I would only advise people is that you take it slow.
Right.
Take it slow. Take it with time, and um, be precautious. Don't be. What I see right now is that young people become like very greedy. I mean, they want things quick, they want things fast, and they pay whatever price it takes to do it fast.
Mm.
3 years, 4 years. My question is this one, and I don't know if you would think about it, but what happens if you're 20 years old, you become pro at 22, 21, and you start winning? Do you think that person is going to be there at 40?
I wouldn't think so because it's like even like regular like basketball, like mainstream basketball, like you had the greats like LeBron or
Yeah.
Kobe, rest in peace. I remember before he passed away, Kobe Bryant, he was retiring. Even in NBA, yeah, it's a big league, and after a while, it do become boring, especially like if you win championships. So like let's say if I was doing bodybuilding, I don't know, like what would I be doing it for? Like if I won like so many titles and stuff like that, I might as well find a way to help people, inspire people, you know, with their health or something like that.
Yeah, but imagine, I mean, what's left if at 24, 25, 26, uh and of course you have abused a lot to make it
Yeah,
happen so quick.
right,
So in women, the pay is of course maybe fertility. It's not so bad, but it can get worse. I mean, you get features, men features so quickly that you're not, and you'll never be back again the way you were, the way you looked.
right.
Your voice is going to be deep for all your life. So I would say, why on earth, if you're 20, don't take it with time,
Yeah,
so those things will not happen, because things will be done with time, right?
right,
Because time actually makes things more interesting. Most bodybuilders that we know in the old times took years to make a career. Ronnie Coleman was still winning at 40, over 40. It took him a long time, right?
yeah,
Imagine do things in 3 or 4 years. Then what's left for you?
right.
What else? There's nothing interesting then anymore.
Yeah. Do you have
And
like
the pay, what you pay for it is maybe too expensive. Well, maybe you could have done the same and enjoy more and take more time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So maybe that would be a thing I would change if were in my power. But it's not. So
right,
I mean, I just watch. I just watch. I want to. I want to enjoy as much as possible before I retire. I don't know. Maybe it will be after the Olympia.
mm,
Maybe not. I don't know. It
yeah,
depends. It depends more mostly in my mood. If I still have like fuel, right?
yeah,
If there is something more to achieve, maybe a couple of more masters titles. I don't know, but it's more like having fun. I think for me right now,
Yeah.
it's more about enjoying myself.
Right.
Enjoying myself. I think I've taken things like too seriously. Yeah, I got pissed off many times. I was like, oh, whatever, yeah. And, and I think that's not the point. That shouldn't be the point. I think is right now it's challenging. I have the weeks. I have like every day is like, oh my God, another day, another day. Time is running, time is running. So I have to speed up things and I have to gather the money and I have to do a lot of things. But enjoy myself. Have fun.
Is there like any like body part you like want to improve, or
My
you know,
glutes. That's always
my
been
glutes?
my,
Glutes?
ooh, everything has shoulders, arms, back, but my glutes, my God, that's been difficult, really difficult. I mean, I've squatted, I've done so many things for them, and they don't respond.
Mm.
I think that is genetics, and also I ran too many years, and
Yeah.
long distance running is not good for glutes.
Mm.
Not good. It's not a good exercise for that. So maybe that's the body part that is more behind. All the other parts I think are okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
had to ask.
I don't have a Brazilian gifted body. I think that honestly, I think that people we are born with a number. Okay, there are people who are born with a 10 and they make it an 11.
Yeah.
Those are Ronnie Coleman, right? Those are the guys who were born gifted, were blessed by God,
Mm.
are gods, goddesses, okay?
Yeah.
And then we are like normal human beings that we just want to improve our body the best we can, right? I think that I'm like an 8. And with a lot of work, I'll be able to get to a 9. But I won't be able to go further than that. That's my genetics. You cannot do like miracles, right? You're born with something. You can make it a lot better, and that is what really counts.
Right.
Because I cannot compare myself to somebody who was born that way. That's silly. It's totally silly. How can I compare with somebody who was born already with an advantage? There's no way to compare that, right?
Mm.
It's actually stupid. If you think about it seriously and you ask me something that has to do with it, we are comparing ourselves with people who already have an advantage. There's no way it can be even. It can be fair. So if you take that mentality, you're going to feel miserable all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
never,
oh, no, go ahead, go ahead, go. I'll
yeah,
wait. I'll wait for you.
never lose that kind of it takes time to think about that. But you also, I mean, bodybuilders, somehow we have to be honest about ourselves. Really, how far can I get? I mean, if I'm going to compare myself to somebody, right? I mean, if you're born, well, yeah, for sure you're going to be maybe in the top 5. But if you're not, why feel miserable about it?
Yeah.
That would be the question. Why feel bad about something that actually it was not in your hands?
Right.
Just
Is
enjoy
there a
yourself.
body? Is there a bodybuilder that you like, admire, or anything like that, or in the current days?
Men or women?
Oh, it could be men, women. It don't matter.
Mm, well, actually, I don't know, like personally anybody. I mean, but if you ask me, maybe the old school bodybuilders, uh, Linda Murray. I think she has the best physique ever as a
Yeah,
woman. Best
right.
physique,
Yeah,
beautiful B tape, beautiful muscle, round, gifted, born. I think if I were born and if they gave me the chance, I would say, hey, I want to be born like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Men, oh, there are many. There are so many. But I mean, just to say a name, Ronnie Coleman, I mean, he paid the price and he was willing to pay it twice.
right,
Yeah. He said, what is my why would I feel bad about it? Well, maybe because I didn't do heavier reps. I would have done
right,
them anyway. So it's stupid to ask somebody if he regrets something. Of course, you pay the price, and you know that. I mean, everybody who does a professional sport knows that there's a risk, and in the risk, it's the interesting thing. Playing with
yeah,
the risk. You're like flirting with the risk. Yeah, all the time, you know. But that's kind of fun. It's interesting.
yeah, yeah,
It's thrilling.
yeah,
It's very
yeah,
thrilling to be there in the boundary, okay, where you don't know what can happen. Yeah, but not all people uh, feel confident enough to do that. You have to be
how do
very.
you now go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah. Ask me. What?
No, I was asking you, how do you feel about the bodybuild, like like fit wellness, like they like the Arnold Classic, they cut some shows and stuff like that. Like how do you
Well,
feel like they have limited shows?
well, what is the truth about that? What do I feel about it? Well, uh, I don't know. I don't want to be rude, but I don't think that's kind of, it's more like a beauty pageant.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to be unfair. I mean, I know they do, um, they train and of course, uh, but I mean, you cannot compare. There's no way you can compare what you go through as a bodybuilder, how hard you have to train, how hard the diet can be, you know, extreme, and then you're not recognized and you're kicked out of the Arnold, right?
yeah.
That's, oh, I don't know what to say. It's
You don't have to say anything. Oh, you don't have to. I
it
just try to
sucks.
put it out there. Yeah,
It sucks. It's unfair because bodybuilding started with bodybuilding women.
yeah,
Bikini is a result of lots of women who decided one day that they wanted to do muscle and break the pattern, break you know, this idea that women have to be slim and weak and okay. So women decided one day, went crazy, and they said, "Oh, I want to have biceps." I mean, it happened long time before. There are pictures of women in the 900s that were
yeah.
already working
Have
out,
muscles. Yeah,
had muscle. But in the 80s or early 80s, I mean, women decided that they wanted to make a sport out of it. And I think it's very stupid. I could say even worse things. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's totally disrespectful because these two, now main events that are wellness, the booty and because everything is about the stupid booty, okay, and of course being beautiful and young. It's totally disrespectful to women bodybuilders,
Mm.
real bodybuilders, because making a booty when you're 20 takes you 2 or 3 years. And I know that what I'm going to say, a lot of people are not going to agree or not going to like it or both or whatever. But becoming a really bodybuilder takes a lifetime. It takes many years to make a hard muscle. Muscle becoming hard doesn't take 3 years of your life. It takes many years to become vascular, to become grainy. That is a long, long, long time. So, I mean, how they dare, how do they dare to place wellness in the final event? Because I think now it's in the final or bikini. When women bodybuilders, the first thing they do is they really care shit about what people think about them, about this prototype, this stereotype of women looking, the eyelash and the hair and the smile. And okay, that's feminine, all right? I think it's totally disrespectful, totally.
Mm.
But I mean, that's the way it
I
is.
know. I know a guy. His name is All the Rage George Page. You and him would have a good topic. You and him would have fun with this topic because he also do like he also interviews female bodybuilders and he mostly like he'll ask them that question, talk about topics like the wellness. So certain shows would be cut off and stuff like that. Like especially this year. 2023. Like it's been like a rough year. Seems like it, for bodybuilding.
Well, if bodybuilding didn't disappear was because of Wings of Strength.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it would have disappeared.
yeah,
Yes. And
yeah. I
and the
remember his
reason
cancer.
was that I know was that women were becoming too masculine. How? Good Lord. And what are they doing with women's physique? I mean, they're pushing exactly the same. But who are the ones who are doing that? They're the judges.
Yeah,
Pushing, conditioning, and somebody brings the glutes totally ripped off, and they say, "Oh wow, that's really feminine." That's the truth. So, what's uh, the reason is that because women became very masculine, they pushed it, they
yeah,
praised it, they said, "Oh yes, this is the first place." Iris Kyle, okay, yeah, more muscle, more muscle, more muscle. That's what I see, and that's what is happening again.
yeah,
So, but the problem is that women bodybuilders go along with it. Don't say, hey, you know what? I mean, it's women's physique was an option for women to have more muscle but look feminine.
yeah,
I don't see that anymore.
mm,
I mean, the conditioning they're bringing is out of this world. And more muscle and more muscle. I mean, actually, there's no difference. You can jump from one to another. Many of the competitors who are placing very high, the amount of muscle is way beyond women's physique. I mean, they have nothing to do with Juliana Malacarne or with this other woman, very pretty girl.
Andrea
She won
Shaw.
huh? No, but women's physique. What's
Oh,
was her name? She won the women's physique
oh,
in the
Nicole,
no,
Nicole.
no, but she was figure. I'll tell you
Oh,
her name. But
no, I'm not
well,
sure.
she retired. She retired. So the thing is that bodybuilders agreed to play the game. That's it.
Oh, I think all the race George Page, Dana Lynn Bailey.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. That's right. Dana Lynn Bailey. Yeah. There was one point where she said, you know what? No, I'm not going this way because now I don't see actually no and if you check figure, figure is just like this tiny jump to become women's physique.
Yeah,
So now you don't know. It's maybe about the shape, but very narrow waist. Yeah. Hopefully they'll bring down the conditioning in figure. Shanique Ryan is coming back in wellness. Oh, I didn't know that. In wellness. She's gonna do good there. Incredible physique. But she also, Shanique Grant said, you know what? It's like kind of enough. Because they are like more conditioning, more conditioning. I mean, the glutes are in women's physique. To get to that point, that kind of conditioning, it's really hurts. I've been close. I've been doing this years and still cannot make it. And
mm,
with age, it becomes harder, really hard. It's not easy. Not easy. And I don't know. Andrea Shaw, for example, I think she's unbeatable.
yeah.
I don't see
Everybody say
nobody who
that.
could. I don't think there's nobody who's gonna beat her. Like Shanique
Yeah,
Grant.
yeah.
Shanique Grant, I think she's an 11. So that's
Mm.
what I tell you. If you're a bodybuilder, you love bodybuilding, you're an 8, well, do your business. That's it. Who cares? Go on stage, have fun. That's it. Have your fans. But it's silly to try to compare yourself with somebody who was born way off with an advantage. You're going to have to reborn.
Yeah.
Tell your mama to make you better. Small race. It's no
Yeah.
way. I mean, it's impossible. Those
Mm,
those guys are out of this world. Totally out of this world. I mean, they're freaking awesome. I mean, incredible. Just the only thing we can do is admire. That's it.
mm.
And
Yeah.
me as a bodybuilder, just be grateful to be able
Mm,
to do what I do at the time that I'm doing when I started doing it, and be able to be on a stage. It's enough, good enough, excellent. I don't need
mm.
more.
Okay. Any departing words or
What? What did you ask me?
no? No, I said any departing words like
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I love having you. It was very you educated me in bodybuilding.
Well,
Just
you see, I've been trying to open. You see, I'm old school.
yeah,
Thank you. I'm old school. I'm very old school. I'm an old lady. Okay, so for me, all these things are kind of new. All right, it's difficult
right,
for me. I learned on Instagram. I've learned TikTok. Because it's the only way.
right.
Um, And I've been trying to open my YouTube channel too, do
Yeah, I seen your
TikToks.
YouTube channel. Yeah, I seen
And
your YouTube
I don't
channel.
have anything there. I've been trying to get some time to do maybe the same, like talk about bodybuilding from my perspective. You see, one thing is you're just getting better with time. Thank you. Uh, it's very different, the perspective of somebody who is mature. You have
Mm,
a totally different perspective of being 20, 30, even 40. Now 40 looks
right.
young. Okay, it sounds good, young to me, right? What is the perspective of somebody who is in her 60s? What is the perspective about a lot of things? Yeah. So maybe that would be interesting for people to listen, right? As you say, well, maybe I have educated. I don't think so. I mean, but well, I do know about the business. I've been in the industry for a while. The first time I got to the United States, um, as a bodybuilder, trying to compete and become pro, I thought this is where I want to be. This
Mm.
is this is where I want to do a career. The little time I have, I don't know in the future. At that time, I thought I want to do it here because it's the only place where they take the athletes seriously in the shows. I've had great time, really. I
This is
met
in
great
Mexico?
people. Huh?
In Mexico, or you mean
No, no, no.
Miami?
In the United States, all around.
Oh, in the United States.
I've done
Okay.
17 show pros in the United States. I'm very grateful about that. I'm very happy about my dream was being a pro athlete. I didn't do it as a dancer. I didn't do it as a runner. I got injured. Yeah, opportunities. Yeah, there are many. Yeah, and I think that you guys in the United States are great. Uh, American fans. I don't say Europe because in Europe, but Europe is like very far away. It's a long trip to get to Europe. So what would I say? I think that bodybuilding has taught me a lot that it really has nothing to do with bodybuilding. Yeah,
Mm.
I would encourage people to pursue a career in bodybuilding if they really love it, um, because it teaches you even to become very spiritual. If you think about controlling, learning to control yourself, hunger, uh, bear uncomfortness, you feel sometimes very, very uncomfortable. Yes, you feel a lot of discomfort and
Right.
tolerate it and even enjoy it, right? Uh, I think those things are very precious for all your life, not only bodybuilding. Because if you can control yourself, your mind, your emotions, everything you can control, then you can do anything in life. Anything. So bodybuilding, I think that's what has taught me to control, to learn about myself, to know about myself much more than I knew 17 years ago. So it is a great sport. It is very dangerous. It is. I would really advise people to take it really serious. I mean, with intelligence. Yeah. When you're young, you want to bite the world, with have one chunk and eat it all at the same, just one bite. In
Mhm.
bodybuilding, that means that you can die. Yeah. You may die
Yeah.
sooner than you were ought to die. So that would be what I would say about it. It has one side that is beautiful, that is art, that is taking the body to magnanimous, shape to admire, but mm, but people have to be educated about it. Don't take it, don't take things for granted. Don't go with people who don't know a thing about it. There are a lot of people who say they're coaches and they just, they did a show in their hometown and they think that because they did a show, now they can advise people about whatever. That happens a lot in Mexico, a lot.
Mm.
And they can kill you. Or
Mm.
women spoil your face, spoil your fertility. I mean, whatever. Yeah. So I think that those are the two phases of bodybuilding that not necessarily they I mean, uh, not necessarily they're going to happen, but they can happen if you're not educated. And I think there's a lot of ignorance about it, a lot, way more about what really bodybuilding is. There is more ignorant people, and now through the Instagram, the Facebook, everybody's entitled to say to whatever about things that they don't really know. Not a thing. And another thing, you never stop learning. Never. I've been
You got a
17
question?
years.
Uh,
How you feel is your chance at the Masters Olympia? I don't know. I don't think I have a chance. How? But what was the question? How you feel, or what was the question?
I'll show it again.
How you feel is your chance? Oh, I'm not trying to think about that. To say the truth, I don't think I have many. I'm I immigrated from women's physique to bodybuilding. I'm not big, and I don't think I'll never get to have this huge mass. I don't, and I'm not very interested in having that huge mass.
Mm.
That's what I said at the beginning. And I don't want to think about any. A lot of people ask me that. How do you feel? Or do you think you're going to place? Or I don't know. I don't have any idea, and I don't want to have any idea. I rather have the surprise. Uh, if to be honest, I'm 60, 61. Michelle Brent is another master in her 60s. But the real thing is that from 40 to 60, a lot of things happen.
Mm.
Muscle is not, even that I have a very good bonus. I mean, my body is still kind of, round and doesn't look so agey. I mean, to be 61. I cannot compare my muscle to somebody who's 40.
Right.
It's not fair. And they didn't open 50. If they open 50, I would have chance there, even that there are 10 years, right? But 20 years, I mean, it's it's I don't think that there's a way to compare that. I think that they committed a great mistake saying masters 40.
Mm.
Because 40, I mean, there are a lot of people 40 in the open placing.
Yeah.
So, well, I don't know. I think that maybe if I really get very conditioning, with a very good conditioning, and I don't lose my size, maybe I could make a top 10. That would be for me awesome, right? We are 20. the answer to the question is I know a lot of those bodybuilders, I know a lot of them. What I have seen is that they bring poor conditioning. They have mass, but they don't get ripped. They don't get shredded glutes. So if I make it, if I really shred my back and everything, and I don't lose size, maybe somehow I could compensate muscle with conditioning. If judges that day think it's important. But if they think size is important, I don't think I have a chance. That's
Oh,
you'll see in 9 weeks what happens. Those are my thoughts. But
what
actually,
you doing to plan? What you doing to
huh?
plan the Olympia and stuff like that? Like your training and all that stuff. Is
What?
it like what are you doing to plan for the Olympia? Like workout, and are you doing like different type of sets of working out or
No, I'm trying to survive. Just that's what I'm just
oh, okay.
working out small, short workouts, like 1 hour 15, not
No,
more than
like
that.
no, like maybe like are you doing different sets of are you planning to do different type of sets of exercises or anything like that or oh, okay.
No, I what
Uh,
right now what I'm interested only is keep my size
yeah.
and get ripped as peel off. Peel.
Okay.
That's what I want to do. Peel. That's the only thing. If I bring a conditioning that is really very good, that will call attention because also my age. That is really difficult, extremely difficult. I've seen bodybuilders over 50, 60, and they struggle a lot with the hamstrings, glutes, because there is a very difficult fat that likes those places. That's hormonal. So if there were 50, I wouldn't be that, worried or
Right.
because I have a bonus of 10 years. My body is not 60. There's no way. It's not 60, but it's not 40.
Yeah.
That is to be honest. Okay?
No, I
So
understand.
I don't know. Let's see what happens. But I think that the philosophy here is have fun.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I appreciate you. I mean, you gave me a muscle talk conversation.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks for the chance, and we'll be in touch. Thank you.